everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Kirby and this is my Range Rover TDV8 HSE model L322, I think they're called. Since picking this up the other day, there's a lot of videos online saying this is the cheapest Range Rover online, but this one really is. And this one is cheap for a reason. I won't tell you how much I've paid for it just yet, but this could be quite a big risk I've taken. And that reason is all because of this. And it's attached to this thing here. Now, the story goes that he was out in his field and he's heard something hit underneath, and he's looked and there's oil starting to drip from the gearbox. So he's driven it back home, which was where his field is. And then when he's parked it up, there was just oil everywhere and it sat there for the last 2 years. And normally as a mechanic, I avoid working on these Range Rovers because I absolutely hate them normally. But this was an offer I couldn't resist. And I paid just £600 for it. But that's no good if it doesn't run and drive as it should, and it's just a big paperweight. So let's get this in the workshop and see if we can get it fixed. Right, so far we've gone from over there to over here, and we did have to get my mate's car to tow it here, but now I can't push it that way. There's just two of us, and if you look over there in the entrance of the unit, there's just a little ramp, so we've got absolutely no chance of getting that in there. So it might mean I'm gonna have to push this back and do this outside, which I didn't really want to do because I've got a ramp just in there. So yeah, gonna have to figure out a way of getting it in there. Maybe push it with another car on the bumper. Let's maybe try that, I think. So this is the current situation. Just got a foam mat and we're just gonna push it. We've already got it this far and I'm gonna have to do it on the floor just in there. And there she is, ready to get this gearbox sump out. And unfortunately we couldn't get it on there. It would have been just too difficult. When I went to go see this, I was just up the unit, wasn't intending on buying this, and my mate said, oh, such and such has got a car for sale. We've bought 2 cars off of him before. He's got a Range Rover for £600. I was like, do I need another project? Do I need another car? And the answer was absolutely yes. Like I said, this isn't a car that I would have normally have gone to buy. They've got so many issues with them. You know, that big green oval badge just screams spend money on me. And yeah. But for £600, I think possibly it's worth the risk. Now, I don't even know if it is that gearbox sump that is leaking or what's going on. I've not looked at it that hard yet. So I've got a genuine sump. I've got some oil and a filter to go in there. So hopefully I'm going to do that and everything should be fine. That's the dream. But if it's not, it's a new gearbox or maybe something else. I don't know, and it could get expensive. So let's get this jacked up in the air and start having a look. Right, we've got it all jacked up. So I've already been underneath here. So this is the gearbox and this is the gearbox sump. Now to me, it doesn't look like it's been hit at all. It does look like there's gearbox oil just round this side here somewhere. By the looks of it, it looks like gearbox oil. It's all dry towards the engine. So I'm just going to drain it out and see if any oil actually comes out. Right, the moment of truth. Let's get this gearbox oil or not out. What do we reckon? Place your bets. Is this coming? Is this going to have any oil in? Well, there's some oil in there. I think these take what, 7 litres, so barely a litre's come out so far, so I think could be in luck. I still can't see the crack in the sump as such. Right, this is how much has come out, as well as my socket there. But you can see there's just a dribble of oil in that, so there should be 7 litres, 6-7 litres in there. So let's get that sump off, and we're gonna have to cut the filter if this hasn't been done before, which I'll show you. Right, so in fact, this whole sump includes the filter, so this is an original. And on the Discoveries, there's the subframe in the way, so you have to get a blade, so this will only drop down far enough, and then the subframe will be in the way, and you have to cut this tube off of the original filter and it's very tight, very, very tight. And the new kit just comes with a separate filter, but luckily on this one, there is no subframe in the way. I'm just in the middle of re-tapping each and every hole because the bolts that come with the new kit are slightly longer. So just to make sure they all go in, I'm just threading or cleaning up some of these threads, and I've got to do all of them around there. So once I've done that, we should be ready to get that sump back on. Right, all those threads are cleaned out now, and we've got a new sump. So this is a modified sump. It's metal, it's plastic. The filter I've put up there already. That just goes into a little hole. Everything's cleaned up. So we've got this new gasket to go on it, and there's a Land Rover specialist down the road, and he's recommend putting this joining compound all around both sides of this, and then stick it up. Just helps it seal a little bit better. So I'm going to smother that on, get it up, fill it with gearbox oil, and hopefully it drives out of here. Right, moment of truth. We've got our Audi middle aisle electric pump. We've got the first 5 litres in there. We've got it going up inside there. So let's turn it on. Oh. Yep, don't do that. Right, okay, I'm gonna have to hold this in. I'm gonna have to put this camera down. 1 second. Right, so I've still got probably about just under 2 litres there. It's already dripping out. That's a bit strange. Right, so I imagine what I've got to do now is start the car up, run it through the gears, and then fill up some more. I'm just going to check the filling procedure, which I didn't do obviously before I started, so I'm going to do that now, but I think that's what I'm going to have to do. Right, this is going to be its first startup. Hopefully. Battery's flat. Okie dokie. It is running. Got the jump pack on, and I'm just running through the gears, but it's just come back with transmission fault, limited gears only. Okay. Well, as I'm sitting here, it goes. You can feel it. Oh, that's the accelerator. Put into reverse. You can feel it go into reverse. You can feel it changing gears. Now, I've put 7 litres in here and it wasn't dripping out. But obviously, if it was losing its oil and he was continuing to drive it, all of the oil that's circulating around the gearbox is slowly being pushed out. So on my system it does show that an overhaul is 9 litres, so I might need 2 more, which I haven't got, and it's a Saturday. Damn. Well, the engine sounds glorious. Lovely V8. It was smoking out the back initially, but I just think that's because it hasn't been run. But that sounds absolutely gorgeous. But I still don't know if it drives or not. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a little clean up and I'll just see if it'll go backwards and forwards. And I'll have to get some more gearbox oil on Monday. I'm going to check for leaks. But other than that, I think that'll be it for the day. Right, it is back down on the floor. So, big question is, does it move? We're in drive, I felt something. Oh, yes! Look at us go! That is brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. Yes, I am chuffed at that. Let's rescan it. Now it's got more oil in. Parking sensors going nuts. Read default codes. Okie dokie. Right, I think I'm going to call that a success. Now, shall I recheck that level now that it's on the level ground, it's been forward? I'd imagine it's still a little bit low, but it's got enough pressure in the system to move us. But I don't want to do any damage by taking it for a drive. Right guys, I think that's a good place to stop the video. Great success for now. It does move under its own steam now. Unfortunately, I did have it back up on the ramp and there's just a corner of the sump pan that is just leaking slightly, so I'm gonna have to just take that off another time and redo that. And there is some other faults in the system which I will go through on the next video. Give this a good once over with a fine-tooth comb and see if, you know, we're not out of the woods just yet with this Range Rover. Hope you've all enjoyed that, and if you want to see more L322 content, make sure you comment, like and subscribe to the channel, and yeah, we'll be doing a video on this very soon. See you in the next one.